Hello everyone and welcome to Esports Unzipped, your hub for all things esports. My name's Karen Blanton, and it's an exciting time of the year for players and watchers of League of Legends. Worlds is coming up and we get to watch the best of the best players duke it out to see who the best team in the world is. But before the games can begin, we got some updates to try and get the game ready for the ultimate showdown. With my boy Blitzcrank, there was a bug fix where his hook range was longer than intended against bigger targets. This was causing him to hook bigger enemies from further away when he shouldn't have been able to do that. Now all the tanks can breathe a sigh of relief. Next up is Sylas. He's got some nerfs that are being reverted. His base armor is being moved back to 32 instead of keeping it at 28. Next, his armor growth is being moved from 2.5 back to the original 3. With Aatrox, his darken-blade attack is being buffed a bit. Instead of a damage reduction of 60%, it is now 45%, which means when he attempts to clear a wave of minions, he will have an easier time doing so with the more damage. Akali is up next on the buff list. Her ultimate, Perfect Execution, is getting damage back from the buildup of 195, 420, 645 to the new 225, 450, 645. Essentially, the end result is the same, but the buildup is now far more powerful. With Annie, her speed has become faster than it was previously with her Molten Shield. Instead of giving her a 25 to 50% bonus, it now is 30% to 60% depending on her level. With Ashe, her passive Frost Shot now slows enemies down by 20% to 30% depending on her level. And her Ranger's Focus is now an auto attack. Fiora got a few improvements for dealing with turrets. Her lunge and blade work abilities now can target the turrets and deal double damage to them, so she might be the new go-to to take care of the turrets and try to close out the game early. Gragas has been dominating in the Pro League, so to shake things up, his Drunken Rage ability now has a cooldown of 6 seconds instead of the previous 5. Graves got a minor bonus to his attack damage, health, and mana regen. Karma got a nerf with her Inner Flame, so she's no longer an insta-pick. Mordekaiser got a bit of a buff with his Indestructible ability. He now deals 35% of his original damage, while his shield is up. His Realm of Death ability also got an improvement, with his Spectres now seeing the combatants in the spooky realm as, appropriately, spooky. Yes, these are real things, and yes, they are coming out of my mouth. Orianna has had her command shockwave damage increase by a multiplier of 0.8 per level. Pantheon now has a magic resistance of 28 instead of 32.1, making him a bit weaker to magic. Rek'Sai has had her base armor increased by 3, and her Queen's Wrath ability now can target turrets. Riven got her Broken Wing cooldown increased, and Shazwani now deals less damage with his passive of Fury of the North, making his damage a flat 10% of the target's health. Sion got a bonus level on his damage for his Soul Furnace attack, and finally, Yumi's Prowling Projectile is now at 20% at all ranks, and her Catnap ability no longer decays. Riot, please, chill with the changes going forward. I was used to you guys changing 1 to 3 champions per patch, but I was not prepared for this dumpster fire. There were a ton of changes made, and going straight into the Worlds with them could spell disaster for the pros if they don't get the new stuff down fast. And not only do the big leagues have to prepare, but so do our teams here at the University of Akron. It might not seem like that big of a deal, but League of Legends isn't just a skill-based game. It is also largely based on numbers. Finding the optimal team composition based on what characters are banned and which ones aren't makes or breaks the entire match. But what do you guys think? Were there enough buffs and nerfs? Was there one or two that you didn't quite agree with? Who are you cheering for at Worlds? Why don't you let me know by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff, and be sure to use that hashtag EsportsUnzipped. Also, don't forget to check out the #1 college-run esports talk show in the country on 88.1 WZIP every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.